you trying to say?
Porn.
You're definitely not watching that on a YouTube stream.
Boobies!
And what is the video titled? Okay. Enjoy.
What?
Okay.
Why do I want R63 Sephiroth to suffocate me? Yes.
You're alive.
No. Maybe. Yes. I'm listening.
If you don't, you'll be
Does he
kicked
have a
from the
stupid
call
hat?
and we'll never get a link cable.
Oh no.
Jeez, man. I mean, I know what he's doing is bad, but that was kind of harsh.
I found something cursed.
We don't care. Well, really, you don't. You just do it anyway.
E 20 years.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I'm the closest one. How old is everybody here again? Okay.
Where Ryko
then
loots.
Wait, when is your birthday then, Solus?
What? I am watching. Why didn't you hit play yet?
Eons ago, I made a video where I compared Halo to Half-Life 2. Although there was no real comparison there, I just trashed Halo. I praised no aspect of a game that obviously has a lot of really exceptional elements to it. So why would I pretend that Halo is just a huge dumpster fire?
I learned it by watching you.
I just acted like it was garbage from top to bottom because I hadn't really figured out what sort of videos I wanted to make, and thought the only way to be entertaining on YouTube was to trash games. I almost don't want to say anything positive about Halo now, though. I mean, doing so would feel weak. The comments I got on that video hurt my fragile gamer feelings. I mean, really, fuck those guys.
How dare you?
The idea
How dare you?
Was that Leia? Is that fucking Leia? I didn't see it. I blinked during that part.
Too bad.
was to trash games. I almost don't want to say anything positive about Halo now, though. I mean, doing so would feel weak.
Wait, what? Doesn't that blatantly contradict what he just said? Oh my god.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go to bed. I can barely stay
Bye.
awake for this.
Oh my god, I have achieved levels of comedy I didn't think were possible. I made a Bionicle figure do the Jackie O pose. Yet I am fidgeting.
The comments I
I don't know, man. It's gonna hard to be angry when the Sephiroth ass be thick. What? Yeah, I can't. I'm too horny. I'm
got on that video hurt my
sorry.
fragile gamer feelings. I mean, really, fuck those guys.
How dare you?
The idea of one of them stumbling across a video where I say, you know, this Halo stuff's actually pretty good, makes my skin crawl.
Oh, yeah, so he doesn't like admitting he was wrong. Uh-huh. Okay, 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 now, okay, yeah. Just go take a sip from your mug of male tears. You fucking twat. I can tell you I can tell you what it isn't. Horny.
If they came to hear me beg, they will be disappointed. Are you sure?
I have made it this to a North Star point now.
You could make a religion out of this.
But yeah, this Halo stuff is pretty
You
good.
can make a
The thing
really-
is, as I played Halo 2, 3, and Reach, I saw the
Oh my god, you can JoJo point.
problem that Halo fans just don't acknowledge. I did enjoy these games, but there were a few asterisks attached to that enjoyment. I've been watching Halo fans from a distance the past few months, which has been an odd experience. They're currently obsessed with this strange monkey man, and
What
alright, I'll
monkey
admit
man?
it. I really love him too.
Wait, what's going on? I can't see shit. Screen tiny. Oh. Who the fuck is Craig? No, sounds like work. But what about Henry? What about Henry? Why haven't you read Halo Legends? I said, have you read it? No, that's you fool. There's also the short stories anthology. How do you not know this? I thought you were a Halo fan. How dare you not read the books?
You're my baby and I love you so much! Oh, God!
But putting the strange simian fetishization aside, it seems to me that Halo's community wants a return to the old gameplay that made Halo the juggernaut it was. And, well, I got some news for you. What made Halo the worldwide success it was back then is what's killing it now.
Wait, what?
Translate.
Where did it come from? No, I don't think I will, Amal. Wait, what? Why? Wait, why are the games copyrighted? That's what I'm more confused about. Ah, I see. Especially with adaptive soundtracks. But what? Oh my. Hmm. I know. We're gonna tell you not to, and we're also gonna tell you the consequences. Have fun.
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. Benedict, from Much Ado About Nothing. What meaning do you get from this line?
Mans was horny. What? He totally was. No, he totally was horny though. Like, bro, like you can tell. Like, you don't have the horny sense.
Romance, I guess? It is, however,
Shakespearean horny.
actually filthy as fuck because Shakespeare was a sensual dog. Die was actually slang for an orgasm back when this play was written. It makes sense, I guess. Having an orgasm was punishable by death in the 1500s. Even the title of the play itself, Much Ado About Nothing, is a double entendre. Nothing was actually slang for a woman's nether regions back then.
Much ado about pussy.
So really, the line's meaning has been lost. Sure, you could update it. I will live in thy heart, bust a nut in yo snatch, and be buried in thy eyes. Benedict, from Much Ado About Pussy.
I was right. I got the joke right. Let's fucking go.
But the double entendres have
Pussy?
been destroyed. You can explain what it means, like I just did, but that also destroys the joke because I had to explain it. Time's relentless march forward has destroyed this line.
Oh, is it saying if the old gameplay isn't needs updating? But how? How is it inaccessible? It's like you just adapt to the game. I mean, so is Dark Souls. It's just that everyone else in Halo is fast. That's why you feel slow, because everyone else is fast as well. How the fuck does the armor add like fucking like 2 feet or some shit? Yeah. But some people like say, "Oh yeah, this is my 5'4" Spartan." She is 6 foot. What is it? Okay. Okay. I must consume vegetables. Okay. Wait, can I just grab my carrot and come back real quick? And come back to because we're kind of doing a thing. Like we're live right now. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Brilliant. Just brilliant. We're gonna have to do that whole thing over again because my fucking mic was off the wrong setting. Great. Perfect. Brilliant. God.
Okay, I'm back.
Finally. Also, we're gonna have to start the whole thing over again because
Why?
my microphone was on the wrong setting this entire time.
No. Oh.
Don't worry, we've only covered 3 minutes.
Eons ago, I made a video where I compared Halo to Half-Life 2. Although there was no real comparison there, I just trashed Halo. I praised no aspect of a game that obviously has a lot of really exceptional elements to it. So why would I...
Sorry?
I said, like he's saying, like, it deserves rating, doesn't give any. It's like, what the fuck? This guy, he'd be a hypocrite.
Yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. This is only the intro after all, so...
Pretend that Halo is just a huge dumpster fire.
I learned it by watching you.
As I said earlier in the stream, this says more about him than it does YouTube. Because, you know, YouTube do be, you know, highly critical of a lot of things. However, rarely have I ever seen hit pieces towards Halo. Then again, I've never seeked them out.
I just acted like it was garbage from top to bottom because I hadn't really figured out what sort of videos I wanted to make, and...
Notice how he's playing the anniversary graphics.
Ew.
Not only are they ugly as sin, but they also fuck with the gameplay. Because a lot of the...
not loyal geometry.
Yep. Exactly.
Thought the only way to be entertaining on YouTube was to trash games. I almost don't want to say anything positive about Halo now, though. I mean, doing so would feel weak. The comments I got on that video hurt.
I don't know,
Redditor.
I don't know, bro. That does make you sound like you're completely unable to re-examine your views and adapt.
Hurt my fragile gamer feelings. I mean, really, fuck.
I mean, this guy does sound like a Redditor, so...
Where's his neck beard and why is he fat?
Those guys.
How dare you?
The idea of one of them stumbling across a video where I say, you know, this Halo stuff's actually pretty good, makes my skin crawl.
And, why is that?
If they came to hear me beg, they will be disappointed. Are you sure?
You could make a religion out of this.
I mean, a bunch of aliens did, so...
But, yeah,
really
this
repeating
Halo...
the joke?
We have to, because the joke that I made wasn't heard the first time.
stuff is pretty good. The thing is, as I played Halo 2, 3, and Reach, I saw the problem that Halo fans just don't acknowledge. I did enjoy these games, but there were a few asterisks attached to that enjoyment. I've been watching Halo...
I mean, like, every game has its problems. Sometimes Dark Souls can be a little bit...
unfair.
And grindy. At least in the third game.
fans from a distance the past few months, which has been an odd
And most certainly in the second game.
experience. They're currently obsessed with this strange monkey man, and alright, I'll admit it, I really love him too.
I mean, we've been obsessed with him for months. How long has it been since the reveal of this game? The gameplay reveal, sorry?
I don't know.
Okay.
You're my baby, and I love you so much! Oh, God!
But putting the strange simian fetishization aside, it seems to me that Halo's community wants a return to the old gameplay that made Halo the juggernaut it was. And, well, I got some news for you. What made Halo the worldwide success it was back then is what's killing it now.
I don't see
But
how.
why?
Trust me.
I don't think I will.
Stop repeating your jokes.
I have to because
You were giving me deja vu.
I have to repeat my jokes because they weren't recorded. Okay? The first go around was completely unheard, okay? So that's a fuck up on my part.
In thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes.
Sex.
Benedict, from Much
Pussy.
Ado About Nothing. What meaning do you get from this?
Horny.
Having an orgasm was punishable by death in the 15th Tundra. The line, nut in yo snatch, and be buried in thy eyes. Benedict,
Much
from
ado
Much Ado
about
About
pussy.
Pussy. But the double entendres have been destroyed. You can explain what it means, like I just did, but that also destroys the joke, because I had to explain it. Time's relentless march forward has destroyed this line. It can no longer be enjoyed like
I
it
don't
was
think
by original.
explaining a joke makes it unfunny.
It just, yeah, especially a much older joke like this. It kind of adds to it.
Yeah, no. It's
And
like,
also
it's
brings a bit of
only
a...
unfunny when you explain an obvious joke.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, and then they'll get it, and then they'll laugh. See, basically, if you're trying to explain a joke, it's to explain enough so that a person can figure out how it works on their own. Don't spoon feed it to them, but give them the clues they need to solve it.
Yeah.
Original audiences. Time changes art, usually for the worse.
Not necessarily.
What the fuck is that?
It's a thing. I don't know what it is. But I was gonna bring up, the thing. How over time it became more appreciated.
I'd also like to say, Akira.
I don't know if it got better with time. I'd say it stayed the same.
It has aged very well.
Yeah.
No. Better with time, Raiko.
We're talking media, not characters.
Angel Cop.
I can't say for certain, but I can definitely say the dub aged like piss.
If this is justice, then I'm a banana.
Yes, exactly.
What makes something great one
Oh, I know what this is.
Oh, so hungry I'm scared.
Yeah.
day makes it
I never actually
inscrutable the
watched
next.
it.
Huh?
I never actually got around to watching that.
Never have I. We should watch it sometime.
Hell yeah. We could do it tomorrow in VR.
We could even do it as a watch party thing or something.
In VR?
No, then all the audio would be picked up.
Fuck. Wait, you can't pick up audio?
It might end up being, copyrighted.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, we're already watching copyrighted YouTube content. Wait, who said we had to stream it to watch it?
Sorry?
Who said we had to stream it to YouTube when we were watching it? Why can't we just view it on our own?
Because I wanted to get your reaction live.
Then record my reaction, take the highlights.
I mean, I could do a stream highlights from this episode, so...
Can we do a stream highlights from the Raiden Does VR?
And, yeah, we'll discuss this after the stream.
Okay.
Time turns strengths into weaknesses.
Not necessarily. I mean... Name something that gets better with age.
Sex. Wait, no.
Jimi
Hendrix music.
Synthwave.
Raiko's pussy.
Shush. Synthwave.
Raiko's nothing.
Metal. As in the music.
Morbid Angels kind of age like piss.
Yeah, it depends on the band.
No, Morbid Angel is literally the Cannibal Corpse of the 80s.
Hmm.
Like, it really is. Like, they're not good. They're not.
I mean, I was thinking...
People think they're good, but they're wrong.
I was thinking on the likes of Black Sabbath.
Oh yeah, no, those guys age greatly. Well, except for songs that people actually like. They have a lot of bad songs.
I mean, everybody's got bad songs.
Ah, shit, a person.
What else is there?
Did you mention wine?
Oh.
What?
Hi. Hi, Hero.
Hello.
Okay. Brian, you want to summarize this?
Yes,
guy's idiot
yes, I've
video?
already said wines. I've already said wine. That is the... Also, I'd like to say, cheese.
Okay, so what's going on with this guy's video is that,
Pussy.
It's a little more complicated. Basically, he's making an example of one thing being... of a joke being shit now because we don't have a historical context for it.
Solus? One thing.
Yeah?
Why the fuck do you have, like, 70 tabs?
Oh, you think that's bad? You should see mine. I have, like, 3 20-tab I have, like, 3 30-tab windows.
Can we continue with the thing now?
No, we're going to mock your tab addiction.
We can. Okay. It was just a comment.
Right. It's just because I have a lot of ASMR stuff lined up to watch.
Why?
I'm an ASMR junkie.
Horny.
It's not even horny though.
It is.
It's literally all just hip hats.
You're horny now. You didn't ask for this. You didn't want it. You're horny.
No, I didn't ask for this. I didn't choose this. But on that, we should probably we might actually watch the York video on that as well.
I'm American, so I don't know if this is the universal high school English experience, but whenever we would stop shooting each other to discuss classic literature, we'd have to talk about history as well. The sense of
I've seen that comic. So someone used that and said so someone took that, said your art looks like this. It looks autistic. That exact page.
You know what? Who made
that was back in 2019.
You know who made that comic?
No clue.
Chris Chan.
Oh my god, someone. Why do I always keep getting compared to Chris Chan?
Because you can't stay on topic?
But that wasn't it. I did my art and someone said it looked autistic, and then they showed me that.
Good god.
That was an insult. I almost lost my shit at them.
Look. Your art is way better than Chris Chan's. Yours has an actual level of form.
Way back in the day.
Like your art has an actual sense of form. Right?
It does now.
Yeah.
Back then it was still pretty flat.
Like, I'll admit, it's rough, but you're getting better.
It gets the job done.
Yes. It's very economical. You're getting better.
It's raw. But some people are into that shit. They like it raw and rough.
Shush. I knew it was coming. Coming. Focus now.
Abilities of audiences at the time of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, explanations of who the oracles were in Oedipus, We even had to read a translated version of Beowulf because English had changed so much that the original was written in what seems to be fucking Elvish.
Fucking Elvish! Yes!
I can't even read this.
My grandpa could.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he can read Old English and German. He's pretty based.
That does sound pretty base. I wish I could.
Is
He's
your
also a
grandpa an elf?
Chad. Yes. Look, where do you think I get my roguish good looks?
Roguish good looks.
He's technically my step granddad. Cause so my mom's biological father walked out on her when she was like 10.
Oh,
or so, actually,
hold on.
like 4.
Hold on.
I don't know.
Your roguish good looks resembling this.
Why do I feel like it's gonna be an insult again?
Just look at the image.
Yes. Yes. I need that.
It's perfection, isn't it?
Okay. Why is me taking a selfie in a plague doctor mask like the channel meme?
It is officially Soulcast lore.
What? That Raiden is secretly a bird man?
No, that Raiden
No.
is a Birdman plague doctor.
Oh
He's secretly Fringy's cousin.
Who?
It's another member. He's a member of EFAP. He's also a plague doctor.
Why the fuck are you? Why the fuck? You just said to stop being horny. Why the fuck are you talking about porn again?
It's not porn.
It sounds like porn.
It's not though.
But it really sounds like it.
All right, back to
They did that on
He's
purpose.
even green,
They had
too.
to have.
Okay, back to the thing now.
I love To Kill a Mockingbird, but in 500 years after
I do not. I
It was
don't.
okay.
I don't.
They
Fan-
did- they
I know
didn't
how to
say-
kill
they
a
didn't
mockingbird
say the
already. I
line.
don't need to read a stupid book.
Sorry.
I already know how to kill a mockingbird. I don't need to read a stupid book about it.
God.
I had
Oh
to
my
read the
God,
book.
But it's valid racial commentary
I guess.
from the time. It's a period piece, okay?
I mean, in the modern context, it's a lot of the shit is lost on me.
It wasn't lost on me. Then again, I'm a history buff.
No, wait. It wasn't lost on me. Fuck. I'm making myself sound stupider than I am.
Good job. You are now one step closer to becoming Raiden.
Shit.
POV Raiden.
After the liberal elites have had their way, and we're all just various shades of brown, it'll have to be explained to a brand new, cuck soy boy audience.
Okay.
What?
I
I don't get it. Why'd you pause it?
It'll serve as not entertainment, but a history lesson. Obviously, games are particularly vulnerable to the passage of time, not just graphically, but from a design perspective. In the original Doom, you moved with arrow keys.
And
I-
okay.
right. No,
I mean, even today, games move with WASD. So.
well, yeah, no, it's really weird in fucking Elder Scrolls where it's like all your stuff is like way over there.
And
You gotta have to, splay
hold
your
on,
hand across
hold
the
on,
keyboard.
Hold on. And like back then, that's basically Southpaw. So. I mean, it's a little more different because you didn't strafe it back then. You just had the arrow. You just looked with the left.
Turning.
Yeah.
Also, don't
Huh.
show Pong as an example of an aged game. That game really hasn't aged.
Yeah, Pong doesn't age. Neither
we
did
still
Tetris.
play Pong to this day.
Yeah, people still play Pong. It's great. And like,
It's like air hockey, but gaming.
yeah,
How has it gotten worse over time?
Like
exactly.
people still play fucking air hockey.
Yeah. Well, some people. Others
no,
don't.
and some people still play. Some people still play baseball and football and basketball and soccer.
Exactly.
Chess.
Those have
People
existed for
still play
thousands of
chess.
years.
Alright, back to the thing.
The more innovative your game is, the more likely it is that you're going to end up making some mistakes.
Not necessarily.
Or thousands.
Quake has aged incredibly. For a mid '90s 3D game.
There's that phrase.
That result in your game aging about as well as any celebrity's tweet before 2010.
Oh my god!
So you have chosen death.
Hey, look, I said some stupid shit on Twitter too.
I haven't said anything on Twitter.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
mad.
Oh wait, I haven't.
Actually, wait, no. I think my only post on Twitter was Cells at Work is just the anime adaptation of Bionicle. Changed my mind. I didn't elaborate further. I didn't respond to anything. That was for one tweet.
Were there any comments on that?
I don't remember.
Okay.
This was a while ago.
Okay.
The Halo
Can this guy
franchise
make a joke without a cutaway?
Sorry?
Can this guy make a joke without a cutaway?
His jokes are cutaways. Shit.
Oh, what now?
I mean, just like it would have been fine with just the whole, oh, it ages like tweets on Twitter. You didn't need to add, oh, you've chosen death with BuzzFeed over the face.
I don't know, man.
I mean, like, it does show that he has competency in editing, so...
is a unique case. There's no aspect of these games' designs that is objectively horrifying, like moving with arrow keys, but they're
Cool Maths games would like a word with you.
Well, that's different because that's all you really need to do.
It's a
like, have you tried to play Elder Scrolls Arena?
I was making a joke. And also, Elder Scrolls Arena is just Daggerfall but smaller.
But Daggerfall came second.
That's my point.
So Daggerfall is just Arena but bigger.
Yeah. And better.
I am going to post stuff in the Soulcast, and you are going to like it.
Undoubtedly games of their time. There's a reason this franchise has faded from relevance, and despite what many Halo
that reason is 343 changing how the game plays. For the worse.
I have posted!
That's nice. I actually do like this stuff.
I want her to suffocate me.
Focus, Raiden. Enough of a titty.
But thigh!
Enough of the titty and thigh.
What ass?
Enough of thigh, titty, and ass.
What legs?
Raiden? Bioframe
woman.
Raiden? Bioframe is going to have waifu who may survive you.
But does she fuck who?
Perhaps.
But does she fuck
Okay, no fucku, but perhaps titty.
Why no fucku?
Because I don't want to draw fuku.
Okay, Shiro Masamune.
No, I just mean I don't
Yes.
I just don't want to draw that.
Why not?
Right now.
What do you mean right now?
Also,
we'll
sorry,
discuss
in
this
this
later.
gameplay...
Sorry? Yeah, he's playing very slowly and timidly.
No, I mean, he's wasting shotgun shells on suicide grunts.
I mean, what does he get to use? The plasma repeater?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be that would actually be a lot more efficient. The shotgun is very good against everything else. But this guy is clearly demonstrating that he's not, good at the game.
He's hitting one of them with a shotgun.
He clearly hasn't familiarized himself with the sandbox.
Fans will attest, this reason isn't that 343 changed Master Chief's design from that of a big green brick to a dude in black tights with green plastic taped to him. The problem is simple.
Hold on. What was
Will
that?
attest, this reason isn't that 343 changed Master Chief's design from that of a big green brick to a dude
No, it kind of is though. It's part of a reason, that is.
in black tights with green plastic taped to him. The problem is simple, and it's a problem caused by the time in which Halo was created. It's slow. You move slow. Your shield recharge is slow. The enemies are slow. I mean, why would you make a shooter that's slow? That's like making a sex doll that comes with an irremovable chastity belt. That's poor design.
Hey, you can still use the mouse.
No, this is a very
Not a good analogy.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of similar to making the analogy of the joke from what was it? From the what's his name play? What's his name again?
You have to give me more details, man.
Ryan, what's the guy? What's Shakespeare play? That's it.
Sex.
Yeah. It's like
What to do about pussy?
we'll give you yeah. His analogy is that Halo has aged poorly, much like how the original context of the joke is gone.
But you just learn the context again.
Yeah.
Like, all context is learned.
Yeah. And also, Halo is pretty quick for a game released in 2001 on a console. Especially when you consider the scale of your character. You are 7 foot tall, fighting 9 foot tall aliens. You're moving a lot faster than most people would.
How tall are grunts?
Like 4 foot?
Hmm.
I mean, there's also a matter of shooters. There being a lot of different shooters back then, and even now. To which I will also state that the currently most popular PC shooter is Counter-Strike.
Isn't it free?
Yeah, and it's also slow.
Should I install Counter-Strike?
Probably not.
Or should I just get Pavlov? If I can run it.
Pavlov is like 50 gigs.
Why the fuck? I don't have 50 gigs. I have like 20.
In its defense, you have a lot of guns.
But what if I want a lot of boobs?
Irrelevant.
I mean, a first-person shooter that's like a sex doll with a chastity belt would be like a first-person shooter without ammo in the game.
Yeah.
That's the closest analogy I can come up with.
That's a
off the
really
top of
weird
my head.
analogy.
He's like, oh, it's
No,
slow.
no. It's like buying a car, but all the tires are booted.
And they're all slashed.
Well, I was trying to
you can
compare
fix
it
a
for
slash
a video
tire.
game.
Sorry?
No. Like, do you know what a boot is on a car? Like, not like a trunk. You know, like something basically prevents the tire from rotating. Like prevents the wheel from rotating.
Oh,
and just
okay.
all 4 of the tires have boots
Yeah,
on them.
it's what Lightning McQueen had in the first car.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Making a sex doll that comes with an irremovable chastity belt.
Wait, come.
That's poor design. Bad games.
That's poor. Why is it poor design?
I mean,
Bad game. Slow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's slow. That's on purpose.
Yeah, it's a purposeful design, and as I said before, Counter-Strike remains the most popular PC shooter.
And people love the first 3 Halo games.
Yeah.
So
And they also sold the most.
And
Even
isn't like the
now.
Master
Like-
Chief Collection like a testament to how much people want them?
Yeah, and also there's also a matter of nobody playing Halo 4. Like, I get... It's really hard to find a match for Halo 4 on that game. Now, I'm not saying it's bad. It is bad.
Boobies.
I baited you.
And
We'll have to discuss why Halo 4 is bad in a different stream.
Out of 10. Or is it? Halo was designed for the original Xbox. It was designed for a console at a time when shooters on console had never achieved the same level of success as they had on PC.
This is kind of true. But here's the thing. Halo saved console shooters. It didn't destroy them. Which
It
is
fucking revolutionized them.
yeah. Even though Alien Resurrection, a game released in 2000, was the first-person shooter to use the twin sticks the same way Halo did.
Why? Aiming with a controller sucks. You may think it doesn't, and that's because the game aims for you. Soft auto-aim is now so ubiquitous.
Auto
why are you
aim.
constantly pausing it?
Auto aim isn't
Stop
bad.
it!
Auto aim isn't
Stop.
inherently
Stop
bad.
it. We-
Okay,
Ubiquitous that many don't even realize it exists. Halo also standardized console controls. Grenades were mapped to a single button. You could only carry 2 weapons at once so that you could switch between them with a single button press as well.
How is any of this bad?
That's pretty normal.
Yeah. Like,
I think he's just
He was the
describing
first
it
to
right
do it.
now.
hmm.
Also,
And the game
the guy
used
in
the
the
left
demo has his flashlight on in the daylight. That's weird.
Stick for movement and the right stick for aiming. Twin stick aiming did exist before its release, but wasn't the standard. The standard was aiming with a D-pad. But despite the controls that helped console players enjoy the same massacre that PC players had been indulging in for nearly a decade, more still had to be done. PC shooters were about speed. They were about rolling around at the speed of sound and shooting in every direction, constantly whipping the
No.
mouse around.
Not every PC shooter was about speed. For instance, SWAT.
Do you know how powerful 90s computers were?
Not
Pretty-
very.
Very weak.
They couldn't really handle that much
Yeah.
of you doing
Like-
lightning fast movements.
Yeah. Like Quake. Like Quake, as fast as Quake is, its levels were small than Doom's, and they had less enemies. Much less enemies. So they had to compensate by making the enemies more tanky and have higher attack damage. This is what happens when you make a 3D game in 1996.
Boobies.
In a way that couldn't be done by those that both lacked experience in shooters and were working with a much less precise and
Hold on.
couldn't be done by
Wait,
those that
wait.
both lacked experience in shooters and constantly whipping the mouse around in a way that couldn't be done by those that both lacked
We have
experience
to
in
begin that clip. We
shooters
have to begin that clip. I want to hear
been
the music
indulging in
all
for
the way
nearly a
through.
decade. More still had to be done. PC shooters were about speed. They were about rolling around at the speed of sound and shooting in every direction, constantly whipping the mouse around in a way that couldn't be done by those that both lacked experience in shooters and
Hey,
were
that's
working
that's
with a much less
Resonance by Home.
precise input.
Yeah, I know.
Changing the controls wasn't enough. Everything had to be changed in order to
Is
make
this-
shooters
is this
feel at
royalty
home on a
free? 'Cause I've
console.
seen it
Yeah, it
used a
is.
lot.
It's slow move-
I think it is royalty free. I think we're fine.
Movement speed.
Finally,
This
good-
slow
finally,
movement
good
speed resulted in a
royalty-free music.
regenerating shield on top of a standard health system because it was difficult to avoid projectiles when you could barely move. Enemies had to be
Why are you
changed.
using very master graphics? You
And there's
fucker.
also on that, the projectiles are hard to dodge by design. You're supposed to learn how to dodge them. This man is retarded.
Changed
This
as well.
man hates games
They
that
couldn't
require
surround
skill.
you and force you to aim in many different directions. PC shooters fired enemies at you from a giant cannon and would often surprise you with them in the form of bullshit monster closets that can get fucked.
Is this man not aware that this is poor design? He's describing monster closets are inherently poor design because you don't see them coming like.
Hey, well, in this case,
Well, he's telling them to get fucked.
okay, so Monster Hunter, learn how to aim your sword.
But Halo would almost always let you know exactly where they would be before you fought them.
Yeah, because that's good design. Retard.
Yeah, enemies are coming from over here.
The
Makes
enemies
sense.
also
And universe.
Yeah. It also makes a lot more sense than monster closets. Especially for a game that's got a lot more things going on, like Halo.
almost always would stay in front of you, never surprising you from behind.
This is called good game design. There's a lot more under the hood of the enemies in Halo. Like,
Man, Halo 2 Anniversary looked really good.
Yeah, it does. I won't.
And it has Steve Vai on the soundtrack.
On that, the closer you go to Halo's AI, the more aggressive it gets. But the further you back away, the less they engage you. This is to make it more fair and balanced for the player. It's called good game design.
Good titties.
Also, the reason that Bungie chose projectile and weapons for the enemies was because it's not fun to fight against hit scanners.
Tit scanners.
Hit scanners.
Tit scanners.
I mean, have you know what it's like to fight against sniper jackals, don't you, Raiden?
Yes, they suck.
Exactly. One hit kill. Some folks are
Which,
It
by the
happened
way,
again.
What is it?
Someone thought I was a female.
Okay.
They'd use cover intended to move away from the player as opposed to towards them.
I smell profit!
Except for those elites with energy swords that can also get fucked.
I mean, you're clearly demonstrating that you're capable of fighting swords elites without any problems. Like, they can easily be taken out so long as you keep yourself at a distance from them.
as long as you
Grenades
stay
were made-
alert and you make them your top priority.
While also staying aware of any other enemies that could cause you problems.
Integral to the core combat loop due to their AoE damage not requiring particularly great aim.
I mean, they also do it against you, so...
Why is the music vibing as fuck, though?
He's trying to lull you into listening to the good music and tricking you into liking the video because of the good editing.
And you had a big floaty jump so that you could still avoid projectiles while still not moving faster than a snail on Ambien.
That was intentionally... That's an intentional design, though. Like, it's a holdover from Bungie's previous first-person shooter, Marathon. The reason you have big floaty jumps is because is to allow for the player to have more mobility in the air. And to, get over obstacles quicker. Something that 343's Halo games have done away with for some reason.
Boobies.
Every aspect of Halo was expertly crafted for a console shooter in 2001. The concessions that Bungie made for an audience unfamiliar with shooters resulted in a completely different type of shooter altogether.
Wait a minute, hold on. If fast-paced PC games were the norm, and that was what first-person shooters were, and Halo was slow-paced, why did Halo not fail?
This guy's argument is full of fucking holes.
There's also a matter of, console shooters in general being slower, and also there being a lot of, tactical shooters throughout the years, like SWAT. And there were also a bunch of, even by the 2000s, there were a bunch of Doom mods. some being used by the U.S. military to train Marines.
What?
Yeah,
I know I heard about that, but what?
yeah.
New Marine made real Marines.
Oh my god.
A shooter that was
This
deliberate.
piece of artwork
One
makes
not
me happy.
just about moving quickly and putting down.
One sec. Okay.
It's safe for work, I promise.
I can see that.
Enemies quickly, but one that prioritized controlling the
You weren't
battlefield
expecting
through
that, were
positioning
you?
and liberal usage of grenades. One that forced you to decide controlling the
Hold
battle
on, hold on.
Did he just kill his teammate?
Ryan, come back. I need you to watch this clip.
about moving quickly and putting down enemies quickly, but one that prioritized controlling the
Alright, you see that Marine?
Yeah?
battlefield through positioning
No!
and liberal usage of grenades. One that forced you to decide.
Fucking used him as a
why?
kamikaze. No, he used him so he could get the shotgun.
He doesn't even know how to use the mechanics properly. Oh my god, this guy's an idiot.
ahead of time which weapons to bring with you. I know it's probably been
No,
irritating that
you
I've
shoot out the other one.
Yep.
Fucking hell. What the hell?
been speaking about each Halo's combat interchangeably, but, well, that's only because
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture.
Fuck you. I can name you several differences that impact the core gameplay between Halo 1 and 3. For instance, dual
God.
wielding.
Oh my God.
The different magnums. The new weapons introduced into Halo 3 sandbox.
Faster shields.
Yeah, that too. The new armor design. The slightly different aesthetic. The change in some of the enemy types. The new vehicles.
Fucking new enemy types.
Yeah. And also how they changed the brutes between Halo 2 and 3. And fighting the brutes is not the same as fighting elites, because in Halo 3, when you take out Brute's armor, it's gone. In Halo 1 and 2, the elite shields can come back if you ignore them for long enough. Dumbass.
There were at least 7.
there's
Oh
very
my
little
God.
evolution.
I found me as an anime
I mean,
girl.
there's even differences between the HUDs.
Look, there I am as a fucking anime girl. Do you have any objections?
No.
Between
Ow.
each Bungie Halo game, except for Reach, which I'll discuss later. They're all slow, they're all deliberate, they're all dated by the time in which they
So you're gonna say Counter-Strike is dated? You're gonna say some of the most popular games are dated? Like some of the most popular games of all time are tactical shooters like Counter-Strike, as I said before, and what's his name? Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Now, contrary to your understanding, Raiden, Rainbow Six didn't start with Siege.
I know that.
Very good.
were
But
created.
you just
I
won't
think
pick waifus.
what struck me as I played through them all is that there's really no other combat like it. The unique design challenges that Halo had to overcome created a unique combat system. Despite my obvious love affair with fast-paced old
Nobody's going to. Everybody loves. Almost everybody with taste loves old school fast-paced shooters, but they're not the be-all end-all.
school shooters, which is frankly getting embarrassing because John Carmack recently filed for a restraining order.
Wait, what, huh? What? I'm confused.
Shooters, which is frankly
Um,
combat system. Despite my obvious love affair with fast-paced old school shooters, which is frankly getting embarrassing because John Carmack recently filed for a restraining order.
Now you see the joke.
I
Carmack's
don't
the
get
creator of Doom, right?
Oh.
Partially he made the engine for it to be possible. Same. He also made the Quake engine, partially. He had some help. He is also responsible for VR as we know it.
No, it's Nintendo.
What?
Remember the Nintendo VRs?
The Virtual Boy, but it's nothing like how the VR unit that Ryan and I have function.
No, it's totally the same. You can only see red, right?
No, we see colors.
Red's a color.
We see more colors than red. We see the whole of the RGB system.
What is this B and G you speak of?
Red, green, and blue.
Ah, you mean
Why is
like the three of
Odogar
us?
armor thick?
Wait. Oh my god, we are red, green, and blue!
Oh my god!
Like this combat, but the slow pacing does drag it down for me.
Well, that's your opinion. You could have said...
That's a preference,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, that's like literally your opinion, dude. Not an
Oh,
objective...
shit. Equipment. That's another thing that Halo 3 has over...
Yeah, I
Combat Evolved.
mentioned that already.
Oh, you did? Alright.
And I think it's the reason Halo's popularity has been waning over the years. Console training order, I do like this combat, but the slow pacing does drag it down for me. And I think it's the reason Halo's popularity has been waning over the years.
Incorrect. How is the slowness of the game waning in popularity? Halo 3 is to this day the highest grossing Halo game.
Boobies.
But you say that its popularity waned because it was slow. Halo 3 was a peak in sales. And as you can see, there's been a bit of a decline since even Reach. And I don't think Halo Wars and 3 ODST are like, you know, proper comparisons because they are only spin-offs. Dumbass.
Console players got to grips with shooters. They can aim now.
Like
they
in
don't
Spanish?
need something slow in order to play them. Shooters have returned to their natural run-and-gun state this past decade.
No.
Yes.
No.
Boobies.
Look. Timefall 2 is great, but it is not representative of the current state of the shooter market. Especially when you consider it wasn't successful.
Well, it was because it was what? It was released at a really bad time.
Yeah, and EA planned for it to die and all that.
Surprise, it actually caught on.
Timefall 3.
We're not getting Timefall 3. Ever. We're stuck with this game's demon spawn, which is Apex Legends. As much as it hurts to say.
Man can hope.
Halo was a worldwide phenomenon when it was slow. That's what made it what it was. This combat is no longer a feature, it's a hindrance.
How, though?
How is it a hindrance if the game is built around it?
That gives Halo a unique identity. It's simultaneously both great and outdated. The sandbox of vehicles.
I'd understand if your argument was about outdated graphics.
It's a preference.
But by the time of like 2001, games have basically not changed in control systems. At least not much.
Using grenades to control the battlefield, the unique tactics
This
that each
pose looks familiar.
It does. Super Izuma kick.
What the fuck is an Izuma?
I don't know. Maybe look.
Inazuma, get you fucking dumbass.
Oh.
Do you think we'll get a Halo 3 anniversary?
No.
No.
If we were, 343 would have already made one by 2017.
Enemy brings to the game. There are objectively great things here, but too much of my time in these games is spent hiding behind a rock or slowly walking to the next combat encounter. So what?
Here's the problem with that. See, walking between combat. Sorry. The walking between combat encounters was to have a pace. You were supposed to take a bit of a break. It was supposed to be a bit of a relief from the combat. There's also a matter of Bungie discovering the Halo having a bit of a dance. See, the 30 seconds of fun, as we referred to it as, was a 30-second loop of various AI. What's the word? There would be 30 seconds of the AI using its tools against the player, and it would change tactics depending on the situation. Behaviors would change.
You kill elites before you kill the grunts. The grunts freak out.
Yeah.
Some of them turn suicidal.
Yeah. And if you try and run them over, some will try and dodge. Try being the key word.
Make it faster, have the shield recharge quicker.
You throw a grenade on a grunt, they'll try to run back to their men to get it removed. If you throw a grenade on an elite, the elite will try charging you.
Yeah. Actman mentioned this in his video on Halo Combat Evolved. Great video.
Sprinting and dashes and all that shit.
No.
Just doing what's popular gets you Rage 2 or Call.
I don't see how Rage 2 did anything particularly popular. You don't see any unique weapons in the larger shooter market like that one gun where you shoot needles into it and then shoot another thing at a different point, bringing the enemy to that point to be jibbed in other shooters. That's like a really...
this guy watches Donkey.
Huh?
This guy watches Donkey.
Most likely.
Who the fuck?
Right there. It's right there, Donkey's E3.
Hold on.
Is and all that shit.
No.
Just doing what's popular gets you Rage 2 or Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. No one wants that shit.
Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, as if!
Like I said, what kept me playing Halo was the fact that there's nothing quite like it. Some of you watching may have been thinking about the Flood when I talked about enemies being more tactical and the gameplay as a whole being slower. And yeah, when the Flood shows up, the pace of the combat does increase. And I hate it.
The Flood being more tactical.
No, the Flood is a horde.
The Flood is titties.
The Flood just run at you until... They just run at you and try to kill you.
Yeah.
They randomly fire off their weapons. Like, shotguns will randomly go off in their hands.
They're literally a retarded shambling mess.
They don't think.
Exactly.
They have, like, one brain.
Yeah.
And the brain's not there at the moment, so they just attack things.
Yeah, they're basically violent animals with the only instinct kill, 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 and absorb.
No, feed.
Yeah, they don't take cover.
Yeah, it's
when you shoot at them.
There's also the matter of them being a hive mind. So it would also make sense for them to all know where you are once one spots you.
Play turns from interesting but slow
Also, I
to...
swear to God, if this Flood comes back in Halo Infinite, I'm going to...
I mean, all the Halo installations have Flood containment units, so...
But they killed the Gravemind.
Yeah, but that's not. But the Gravemind was made up of the Flood from the installation on Halo that was featured in Halo 2.
I know.
All right, back to the thing.
just Doom, but worse. Let's go back to that quote from
Halo is very, very different from Doom.
Yeah, okay, I get it. They're genocidal maniacs in power armor. Meme, okay? But, like, fucking hell.
Much Ado About Nothing.
They're not trying to be the
You
same
want to see
thing.
something badass.
Halo builds an atmosphere and is more
Upper
story-based.
right. Look at that Samurai War Machine.
We get it.
Sorry.
It looks cool, but please focus.
I'm bored, so I'm looking at other things while I listen.
Look, Raiden, point and laugh at this man,
Yeah.
okay?
It isn't funny on its own, but it also isn't funny by just throwing in modern terms.
You know what else isn't funny? This video.
Shots fired.
Changing the words doesn't magically fix the line. Adding in sprint or faster shield recharges or faster enemies won't fix Halo. Halo doesn't need to be just like every other shooter, it needs to be properly translated for a modern audience.
Not necessarily. Halo really does not need sprint, as demonstrated by Halo Infinite. I've heard that the sprint feels like just a slight increase of speed. So why isn't that movement speed the base speed? And if clamber is still a thing, why isn't the jump height increased?
While not losing what sets it apart. Bungie's last Halo game was Reach, and
yes, we know. It was basically also on that. It was basically a testbed for Destiny.
while the combat didn't change much from game to game, Reach shows the minor evolution that took place over the franchise. You can sprint, for example, although they should have just made the default movement speed faster. Projectiles are also faster, and you can't carry as many grenades. So Reach should be my favorite, right? I mean, it's faster.
Are you stupid or what? Did you hear what I said?
It felt like what was added to the combat was there, not because it was an actual evolution of the formula, but more so because it made it more like another game franchise. You know the one that cast Halo down from its ivory tower.
Incorrect. The reason Destiny was so Halo Reach was so different was because Bungie was testing a lot of systems for Destiny. Look at how the bubble shield functions in that game. Look at how the dodge works. Look at the jetpack. All these things are very much like the tools that you have in Destiny. You see it. You see it too, don't you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stole its crown, kicked its dog, and fucked its wife. Halo sat around blowing raspberries on the side of the road while shooters continued to evolve around it.
Holy shit, this guy just made the example of BioShock Infinite being an evolution of a first-person shooter.
Jesus Christ.
Did my game with weird time travel mechanics?
Mm-hmm. It also had a pretty shit gameplay thing. I heard people don't like it very much.
Well, I mean, it's evolving. Just backwards.
Just backwards. Hey!
That sounds like devolution.
No,
Shut the
it's
fuck up,
backwards
PewDiePie.
evolution.
Sorry, what was that, Hero?
Boobies.
Said shut the fuck up, PewDiePie.
Until they suddenly looked up and saw that Halo was beginning to feel downright old.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Bungie then seemed to come to the simple and elegant solution of just doing what other shooters were doing, even if what they were doing.
No, as I said before, they were testing all the shit in Reach for Destiny.
Hey,
there's also the matter of Halo Reach's engine being the basis for Destiny's Tiger engine.
No, in Call of Duty, I haven't played it.
Looks
Can
like
you
what's
equip armor abilities?
You're going to pair a redhead.
No, you can't. Yeah, I'll look at it later, alright? This video's still thing.
Doing sort of fucked with Halo's core identity. All the other Bungie Halo games I played had a strong sense of identity to them, but Reach just sort of feels like Call of Duty but slower. And shit, I already don't like Call of Duty. The only positive thing I have to say about Call of Duty is that it's so fast-paced, you don't even have time to think about how little fun you're having. Reach seemed to be the—
Look, I'll say to heaven back, I hate Call of Duty. But
Call of Duty.
I will admit that some people do have fun with it.
Okay, no, it's like, okay, no. The big red one was good.
What was that one?
It was an expansion for COD 2, using the same engine.
Right. So basically the originals were the good ones.
Yeah, they were Medal of Honor clones.
Yeah. Remember when Medal of Honor was good? I do.
Rebooted to be more like COD.
I remember because I actually played it on PS2. It was pretty fun.
You're a fucking boomer.
I am, and proud of it.
Black and Spanish.
The beginning of Halo sacrificing what—
Someone look at you calling me a boomer, yet you're the one using translated racial slurs.
It literally just means black, though. Like, it just means black.
I'm joking, dude. Relax.
The fuck is this shit? Okay,
made
so,
it special
I
in order
found Obari Shredder.
Raiden, focus on the video, please.
No, okay, fine.
Thank you.
To remain relevant, but well, I can't confirm that. Alright, so this was the part where I was going to talk about 343's treatment of Halo following Bungie's departure. But I haven't played Halo 4, nor 5, because I ain't buying an Xbox One.
Well, you don't need to buy an Xbox One in order to play Halo 4. You clearly already have a PC, and you can just play the MCC to play Halo 4.
No,
You hear me?
He must have bought the Master Chief Collection, right?
Yeah.
Get the footage?
You would think. But he may have, played the versions on 360 or some shit. I mean, there's also the alternative of pirating. Plus, I'm pretty sure you can play. Plus, I'm pretty sure you can play some of Halo 5 on PC. At least the Forge systems.
Phil Spencer, I'm not buying that bullshit. You think your wearing of gamer t-shirts under your various jackets will fool me?
Fuck you.
The fuck?
Fuck you. Phil Spencer's a national treasure.
You're not a
I don't
gamer.
know who he is.
You don't know who Phil Spencer is?
I'm not into gaming politics.
I
so no.
don't blame you. Phil Spencer's just the Xbox guy. He's just the guy promoting the games and stuff. During E3 and stuff.
So the shithead who made the claim of we have a private for people who don't have constant internet.
No.
connection.
That
No,
was the
it
guy
wasn't him?
before him. That was the guy before him.
Oh, so this guy's a Chad.
Yeah, exactly. This guy is completely innocent. I think.
Oh. Okay, look, I don't know anything about him, so.
Yeah.
Real gamers wear SS uniforms covered in Cheeto stains and some cargo shorts. I bet
Shut the fuck up.
Phil Spencer doesn't even hate minorities. Shame on you, Phil. So I'm not going to
Okay.
talk in detail about what 343 did to Halo, but, well, just looking at it, yeah, this doesn't bear much resemblance to what I've been playing the past few weeks. It looks fast, though. I'm sure Halo fans wanted that. Oh,
Fast does not mean good.
Why would Halo fans want that?
Halo 5 is fast, and it's shit. The combat
Okay.
the combat systems are completely gimped because of how fast you move, and also how fast the enemies move. Everything's fucking broken. It makes no. Not to mention the Warden Eternal is reused 7 times. 7 times.
Fucker, their names are Halo fans. What was Halo before? A slow-paced first-person shooter.
And even then, that's dishonest because Halo is pretty briskly paced.
Well, from his perspective, it's a slow shooter.
He's spoiled.
These are He's like, what do the fans of a slow shooter want? A fast shooter. What? They don't like it? What the fuck? That's like saying, what? You guys like Marvel movies, but you hate DC movies? What the fuck?
Well, usually because DC movies are bad.
We don't want our things to be like other things. We want our things... Okay. We want this to be how it used to be, but new. We don't want other things to be like it. We want... It's a complicated thing.
We don't want just a new... We don't want a new thing. We want an evolution of the old thing.
Exactly. And we don't want other things... We don't want it to change and try to be like other things. Because that'd be counterintuitive to how it was originally.
I don't want a Halo romance novel.
Exactly.
A Halo dating sim.
I want that.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. That would be hilarious.
It probably wasn't that bad. A review bomb fueled by gamer rage can...
Fuck you. Fuck you.
He didn't even play the game.
Fuck you in the ass. The game didn't even include...
It's not even worth being gay for, man.
Like, the game didn't even include split screen, which has been a part of the franchise since its inception. Fuck you.
Inception.
In the ass.
Level a city, and as I've discussed before, is often unwarranted. But Halo 5 definitely does not resemble the Halo I've been playing. The Halo games that dominated the conversation and sales charts of the early to mid-2000s. Reach feels weird. It's like a sort of Franken-Halo. It's out of place, and 343, it seems, continued where Bungie left off by chasing trends even further.
Which is the problem that we've had for 10 years. 10 years! And they've only made 2 proper games. 10 years, and they've demonstrated that they have a fundamental misunderstanding of how Halo plays.
Which is the end of just about any franchise. The second the boss rolls in and says, alright, sales are waning, just do what's possible.
Yeah, but Phil Spencer isn't the boss of 343. He's in charge of Xbox. 343 does their own thing.
Popular. Well, that's the end. A similar thing happened to Doom. Doom 3 came out 10 years after Doom 2, and shooters had changed dramatically. Running around...
On that, Doom 3 was trying to be how the original Dooms were planned to be. They were originally conceptualized as horror games. But after players realized how fast and frantic the games are, Doom was redefined to be a fast-paced game. A very full-on action game.
Around while getting mobbed by 100 enemies was out. Slowly walking down hallways was in. Having almost zero story was out. Having a whole assload of story was in. Action was out. Atmosphere was in.
Not necessarily. Plenty of games had action even then. After all, Doom 3 came out in 2005. You know what else came out in 2005? Halo 2. You know what else came out in 2005? Half-Life 2. You know what else came out around this time?
What?
Probably one of the Call of Duties.
Bruh.
Having a sprint button was in. What was in wasn't Doom. Doom 3 isn't a bad game. It's pretty good. I just preferred it when it was called
Fear is not slow.
Fear. It just took a lot of influences from popular games at the time, and somewhere along the way, stopped feeling like Doom. And that's why Doom died, kids. That's why people only talk about it now as a history lesson. Wait, what's that sound?
I am not the villain in this story.
Doom 4 doesn't feel old, yet it still feels like Doom. How did id Software accomplish this?
This is not a good comparison, though. Doom and Halo played very little alike. There's only very, very mild aesthetic similarities. Specifically in the protagonists.
I am bored.
I am bored of this man. But we need to get through the video.
You keep pausing it every 5 seconds to rant.
Well, this is what the stream is about. If you want, you can duck out now.
I'm tired.
Fucking leave or stop complaining.
Bruh.
It seems to me that they took a close look at not just the mechanics of the original games, but the feeling those mechanics were trying to impart to the player. How Doom actually played wasn't important. Not being able to jump and moving with the arrow keys wasn't key to the Doom experience. Doom 4 had fast movement and no reloading so the game could maintain a relentless pace. It added in not just jumping, but double jumping so that you could move quickly in 3 dimensions. Doom 4 had enemies that mobbed you from a million directions at once, while adding glory kills that dropped health in order to encourage playing up close. Doom 4 got rid of the old, that had aged poorly, kept the old, that made it special, and threw in new mechanics that actually improved the old ones.
Okay, but virtually nothing from the original Doom was kept. The only thing that was the fact that you don't reload. Pretty much everything else has been removed.
And that you're a badass kills demons.
And even then, you say that this game barely has any story. There's still plenty of story in Doom 4. Hell, you're forced to sit and wait for several minutes as Robot Man speaks at you, which is still the most frustrating part of that game for me.
Segue. I love Terminator. The hair, the clothes, the phone book, the Walkman, the tech-noir nightclub, the soundtrack. It is so goddamn 80s. I don't know what audiences felt like watching Terminator back in 1985, but I imagine it wasn't particularly stylized. But time gave Terminator a style and feel that improves it, in my opinion. Even the poorly aged special effects add a certain charm to the movie. There are...
How is this at all a comparison, though?
It was made in the 80s. So, it has an 80s aesthetic.
Yeah, that's... this is hurting my head.
That was his point. And he's and now he associated with Terminator instead of the 80s.
A lot of flaws with the recent Terminator movies. But one that really bugs me is there's no atmosphere or identity.
Are you serious? Whereas the shot that you went on is literally establishing an atmosphere and tone. Retard. Good God.
I'm sorry. Should they have shoulder pads and fluffy, not fluffy, curly hair,
Big hair.
big hair?
Good God, why?
If they wore 80s clothes, then the new Terminator movies would be good.
That doesn't make sense though. Aesthetics are only part of a movie. The writing elements are what make a movie.
To them.
I mean, the Terminator's like skeleton is very iconic itself.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't that iconic imagery?
And its mere presence can add to the atmosphere of a scene. Like look at Terminator 4 Salvation. Say what you want about the movie, but that bit with when the Terminator T-800 was actually kind of, nerve-wracking because of how powerful it is.
And saying that Terminator needs like an established aesthetic, that's a thing that you've just put on the movie for some reason. Because you've just I like the 80s look of the first one.
Yeah.
Slick modern.
What about Terminator 2? It didn't have the 80s aesthetic. It had a 90s aesthetic because it was made in the 90s.
Yeah.
Eye headaches.
Terminator's aesthetic is just modern day of the time.
Yeah.
With a robot.
I mean,
so these movies do that.
Yeah. I mean, if something is supposed to have an aesthetic, then from an older time, then usually it'd be a period piece, like Wonder Woman 1984. And guess what? That movie is ass!
The passage of time doesn't make something worse. Sometimes it adds a sense of identity. There's a lot of potential in Halo.
Terminator 1's identity is in its horror. Is in its story. It's in its romance. Not just its aesthetic. I may reuse this, but this man is, in fact, retarded.
Halo's combat, and it really does stand out in modern times. But far too much of my time in these games was spent hiding behind a rock for like 80 years in order to...
Okay, that sounds like how you play. Maybe you should, as the Dark Souls players say, get good.
To replenish my shield. The pacing of Halo's...
Because most Halo players, as I've observed, and even from how I play, we move in and out of cover quickly. We weave between the enemy's attacks and attempt to avoid their melee strikes. Hell, we dodge the hunter's clearly telegraphed attack. Their massive swing. Yeah, it's gonna do massive damage, but we can easily dodge it.
Combat no longer makes sense. It was the reason for its success, and is now the reason for its irrelevance. Halo needs to be faster, but making it faster...
No, it does not. That's like saying Doom needs to be slower.
It would also destroy the fun that's here in the first place. Why you...
Exactly, you idiot.
Use grenades and vehicles when I can dash across the map and wreck you with a shotgun. Positioning also doesn't matter that much when you can change position almost instantly. It's easy, relatively speaking, to slap a new coat of paint on a game for modern audiences. The problem is with games that were made in an...
Here's the problem though. The new coat of paint in Halo Anniversary looks like shit. It is ugly, and is not reflective of the actual design aesthetic of the original Halo. Not to mention, it also damages level design. For shit's sake, very little of the geometry matches up with the models.
An entirely different landscape. Games that are so old that their core design needs a facelift. You need to double down on what made your games good, while translating them for a modern audience.
What part of Doom 1 had glory kills? I'll wait.
All while not losing your identity. And that is nearly impossible.
Hard to believe he's...
It is not impossible. In fact, I'm pretty certain 343 could easily do it if they just listened to the fans. Remove sprint and remove most of the advanced mobility systems. Or at least greatly reduce their impact on gameplay and have more of a focus on the physics and sandbox. Because that's what Halo was. A sandbox game. It was like Grand Theft Auto in that way.
He's dead. Were it so easy?
I will be watching Halo Infinite's launch with great interest. Can Halo's gameplay be translated while still maintaining what made it good in the first place? Obviously, a game is more than its mechanics, and Halo's presentation is great, but lots of games have great music or art design or both. What Halo brings to the table is its
I mean, Skyrim looks very bland from my eyes, partially because of how muddy the graphics are. Like, everything in Skyrim is gray. Completely and utterly gray and lifeless. There's a difference between being, dreary and just gray. Everything in Skyrim is desaturated. There's barely anything to speak of that I can observe.
unique combat mechanics. That's what sets it apart. So, what can be gleaned from Infinite's gameplay reveal? I mean, all gameplay reveals, despite what they may say, are filled with smoke and mirrors bullshit. But
no shit, Sherlock.
But what's on display here? It's got a grappling hook, which should double down on that verticality that the floaty jumps just barely touched on in the original games, and sprinting. That grappling hook should open up interesting new ways.
I'm not particularly happy with the sprinting is in Halo Infinite, but I will admit its reduced presence in the gameplay does please me.
To position yourself, but positioning in Infinite doesn't seem to be as important as it was in the original games. The guy playing the demo is just standing in the middle of...
Yeah, that's usually how demos function. Players are usually usually invincible in some way in demos.
Of a group of enemies while getting shot in the face. His shield also recharges instantly.
Also notice how he's ducking and weaving through the enemy shots. He's most likely playing on easy or something.
When he stops getting shot. Once again, smoke and mirrors. I've been playing Halo at the heroic difficulty setting, which is apparently the difficulty that Bungie designed for, but this guy could be playing at the equivalent of can I play daddy difficulty. I'm only as good as the information I've been given, but what I've been given here only has the appearance of Halo. The enemy variety is there, but they all seem to be standing around waiting to be ran up to and destroyed.
I mean, that would be the nature of easy, and also, like, this Halo Infinite's mechanics seem very sound, and the AI seems to be, functioning pretty well, in all honesty. It looks a lot more like the behaviors from the original Halos.
Some are aggressive though, which looks fun. Some enemies in the older Halo games would rush you as well. But the guys not rushing are just standing there.
What do you expect them to do? They're on easy, as far as we can tell.
Menacingly. Also, who is this grunt shooting at?
Recent events have debunked this guy's arguments as that I've heard a lot that the AI bots for the multiplayer systems have been very good.
I'm seriously asking. It's sort of bothering me. What set Halo apart was how it's... Like, I'm seriously... standing there. Menacingly. Also, who is this grunt shooting at? Like, I'm seriously asking.
The AI was programmed to shoot at the last position of a player. That's like in all shooters. You idiot! Like holy shit! This guy doesn't know how shooters work. This is intentional design. Good God.
It's sort of bothering me. What set Halo apart was how its slow pacing, while frustrating, resulted in every decision you make being important. Every enemy and their position was something that had to be carefully considered. Losing all your shields was a serious problem because you had to stop, while the...
Not necessarily. You could always duck and weave through the enemy shots, because they are slow-moving projectiles, not hit scan.
Enemies wouldn't. What makes Halo both interesting and bullshit is hiding behind a rock and moving slowly. Shooters nowadays incentivize aggression. You win by being too angry to die. Far Cry used to kill you nearly immediately if you were spotted, but now has you throwing shovels into cultist faces to win. Halo Infinite seems to be doing the same. The Chief is no longer cowering behind rocks. He's now jumping directly into enemies and administering aggressive extra...
Yeah, this is how the demo guy is playing, not how you play. We've observed that you have a different gameplay... How should I put this? We've observed that you play differently from most Halo fans. The demo person is clearly demonstrating how most Halo players play. Up close and personal, and very aggressively.
Terrestrial rhinoplasty at all times. Which I like, obviously, but it sure doesn't seem like the Halo I've been playing the past few weeks. Halo's identity is rooted in its origins, and its origins resulted in an identity that runs completely opposite with what modern gamers want from a shooter.
Do you have anything to say on that? Do either of you have anything to say on that? No? Okay.
I don't think it can be translated in a meaningful way without completely destroying what it was. To make these games modern and slick and fast, you'd be removing what made the originals both wildly successful and unique. You can add modern controls to an old game and almost always keep what made it special, but
there are a lot of differences between Doom and Doom 4. It's not as simple as a control change. The entire game systems are very, very different and complicated. For example, the armor and health system works very differently in Doom 4 as opposed to Doom 1. As the armor in Doom 4 acts as more of a extra health bar, whereas in Doom 1 and 2, it was much more like a cushion that had a multiplier that changed how the health was drained.
Moving with arrow keys was a mistake. Halo's gameplay was masterfully crafted for an audience that needed it. It wasn't a mistake. Microsoft centering the entire Xbox brand on a franchise with a shelf life was a mistake.
Here's the thing though. The game was designed in a specific way, and it functioned beautifully. Good God.
Will Halo Infinite be fun? Probably. Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing.
Sound is only one part of a game in a multitude of systems.
It has a cool grappling hook.
A cool grappling hook is a nice idea, but it can damage how the game plays.
And it has Craig. I mean, come on. But will it be Halo? It seems to me that the answer is no. The world left Halo behind. It was built with an expiration date, and that date passed a decade ago.
You are. Breathe. No! You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything.
I anticipate some angry
Fuck you.
comments on this video. Some of them probably revolving around the fact that I didn't discuss armor abilities or the magically disappearing and reappearing health bar, and I invite them. I mean, I get it. It must suck to grow up with a franchise with such a unique identity only for what made it special to later make it irrelevant in a changing world. I imagine that sort of thing leaves a really sour taste in your mouth. But at the end of the day, how lucky you are to have had something that makes saying goodbye so hard.
Fuck you. Alright, so do either of you have any closing words? Oh, hero speed. You're in. You were. Well, this stream's over. Whoever ended up watching, I hope you have a nice. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a nice day. See you around on whatever we end up covering next.